Hello, welcome to the Miles and Points Report. This is Tommy Danielsen here from sunny California. Actually, it is sunny today. The weather has it's a little bit better after a long time of rain. Then we've got Marshall Jackson from the nation's capital reporting from everything quiet in the streets there, or how does that work out?
Oh, everything's quiet here tonight. A little rainy.
Beautiful. No baseball games yet, but that's starting up in a couple months.
March 30th.
There you go. There you go. And Rudy Maxa was supposed to join us today, but he's in Florida on vacation. He decided to take an extra week down there. It's been down there 3 weeks right now. That's how it is when you're a celebrity and a TV star, I guess.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess we'll get to see him when I go to DC in a couple weeks to come visit you guys. So that will be the next time. All right. So today is January 19th, and we've got a little bit of news we wanted to chat with you guys about. Let me put that stuff on the screen here to see what's going on. So we are going to start off with a little bit of United news. In personal news, first of all, we're going to chat a little bit about, I got an email today where I was offered 1K status on United. And for those who don't know, I'm lifetime with them, 2 million or platinum, premier platinum and lifetime with them. So I was up to about 10,900 PQPs out of the 12,500 or 13,000. It was like a lower number last year. And if I pay $3,723 today, I will be able to, I didn't earn it. Well, I guess I did earn it too. I made platinum also in addition to that. They give you the 280 plus points, flying style, so it's obviously I'll get further up on the list, and I'll get some complimentary drinks and coach, 11x for earning miles and stuff like that, and then $100 off the United card. What do you say? If you got this offer, would you go for it?
Tommy, if I were you, with what I think your travel patterns are, I just for the upgrades alone, I think I might have to think about it. Absolutely.
So it's 8, so it's 8, what's equivalent to 8, 7 system-wide upgrades, right? It's 40 to upgrade to business class from economy class, the plus points you get. And I got some extra ones left. They rolled over and some stuff as when you achieve platinum, in addition to being million milers and stuff, you get it. So I was able to use mine. A lot of people are complaining that they're not able to get their plus points. But how much would you say a upgrade from the US to Europe is worth, or to Asia is worth with the 40 plus points? What do you think? How much is one way from coach to business class? How much is that worth to you?
For me, priceless. I don't know if you could put a value.
Yeah, I mean it is $3,700 if we were to divide those 7. So it's pretty much $500. And for me to upgrade without the plus point from coach up, it is $400 copay, or $425 plus 15,000 miles, depending on what fare it is. So I would say that's about the same.
Yeah.
When I go cross country, I typically don't. I typically pay to be in first or business, to be honest with you. So I honestly, for that, it doesn't really matter to me. And from San Francisco to DC, or from San Francisco to New York, fat chance in hell that I will get an upgrade. I don't think is a good odds for that from hub to hub. What do you think?
I concur. Absolutely. You're going to wind up paying in those markets.
Yeah, well, I'm looking. Well, if I go from here to Denver, for sure, I'll get an upgrade. From Sacramento, where I live, to Denver.
Yeah.
It's usually an easy gig. But I have 16 days, 9 hours. See the TikTok clock there? We'll see what happens. But who knows? It's also, it's also that I'm probably not going to do it. I'm kind of. Also the whole thing about chasing after status. I'm kind of really comfortable now and just see what happens with the lifetime status I have with United. Platinum is fine by me. So, but and I've gotten a lot of upgrades lately, and so I got to think on that. I haven't decided yet, but I think the missus is probably going to put a stop to this one.
It is worth considering.
Right. All right. So let's go over. I saw, Scott. What's his face? Scott Morowitz from TPG, formerly a real journalist over at AP for a long time. A nice guy. He was actually here. I see that it's referencing. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so Gary had a picture or an Instagram post where I sell Globetrot Scott on the gram is what he has. Scott, so he's now with TPG, and Marriott have decided to make. Let's try and just roll the video, see if we can do that, and see if it lets me do that. See, here's Scott, and he's staying at a room, and he's at the Marriott headquarters, is where he is. And I guess the bed is inside of that thingy there. So you got the couch and whatnot, and
look at that.
Yeah. So I guess they're going to try and make the hotel rooms even smaller than what they are today. So it's going to be Japanese style to do it like that. What Gary says, Gary's got a big mouth, yapping at everybody, and he likes to hate on American. He likes to hate on American and Marriott more than I do, which is I don't even think that's possible.
Impressive.
It's a way to get more out of each square footage. What do you think? Sure. Is this a hotel room you would stay at?
I see the business case for it. If I had no other option, sure, I'd consider it. Is this going to lower my room rate? Got my doubts about that, but.
It's going to increase Marriott's profits. That's what, or the Marriott franchisees' profit.
Absolutely,
the franchisees are more important to Marriott than the customers lately. That's a claim that Gary has made, and he has kind of, he's right about that. It's for example, staying at the Maxa is I've done that a couple of times. The first time I did it, I wasn't really sure. I thought it was kind of like in a loft or something like that.
It's a little different,
or like a modern version of 4 Points or something.
Yeah.
At the Vienna airport. Have you ever stayed at one of those?
I have a couple of times in Atlanta, both times actually, in Midtown.
So, what was your experience?
The checking in at the bar I found unique. I only need a bed and a bath and hopefully functional internet. But I thought it was weird, the whole no closet thing. I assume they're the same everywhere.
Right.
With the little knob on the wall. I guess young people don't need closets anymore. And, since I'm an old guy, I'm kind of fond of closets. But, hey, it's all I could get, and I hung my clothes on the wall, and I survived. I'd stay again if I had to.
Yeah, I would say that the problem that I had was that it was an airport hotel, and there's no other airport hotels. So you had the what's it called, the Novotel or whatever, the Spanish chain. That's another alternative in Vienna. I stay there because it's what I tried Hyatt first, like I always do, and then Marriott second. And I think that the problem was that when you're on international locations, many of them require you to check in. You can't just check in the app like you can here now. I mean, the last hotel stays I've had in the US are all checked in via the app. I was last weekend, I was in Chicago. I stayed at the Hilton Rosemont. I had no interaction with the front desk other than getting the water for stuff. And the same thing, I think Hilton has the best system. The Hyatt system is a little bit flawed in their app, but Hilton's is better. But I also stayed at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare for the night before, which was the same thing. It's just a little bit more wonky on their app, but there was a long line because there's a lot of people at the bar, and because you're by an airport, and there's a lot of things. So they were just understaffed. It took 45 minutes to check in and almost the same time to check out. At an airport hotel, that's just not good enough. And also the rooms that didn't have air conditioning, they didn't have a phone in the rooms either. So if you were roaming and stuff, then or had a heart attack or something, if you're a cheapskate and you don't roam and you have a heart attack, then that would be probably not so good there, I think. And also, it was just messy, I think. And also the bed was, I'm 6'1", so I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but my feet were dangling off of the bed. It was really weird.
I didn't have that issue in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different here in the U.S.
Yeah, sure.
But I know I'm sure there were phones also. Yeah, there's no clause, and I don't care about that. But I thought it was just I'm not doing that again. All right, let's talk a little bit about Southwest and what's been reported in the last couple of weeks. Everybody they seem to be handling this fairly well, right?
That's my impression.
Have you seen anything out there?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything different than what you've seen. Yeah, I think they're doing as good as they can given the volume of issues they have to deal with.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
seeing. TPG had a gig where they were listening to some people what they actually got back. It seems like absolutely everybody, regardless of what happened, got 25,000 rapid rewards points, which is, $250, $300, whatever dollars worth of flights, right?
Not a bad deal.
Yeah. So that's what everybody got. And so here, for example, there's one person that purchased a $39 fare between the islands in Hawaii. And so he got I don't think it's Zach who actually got it, but I think so. Maybe it was him. He got a full refund, the $39 he paid. He got $149 check to fly Hawaiian, last minute fare to hop on Hawaiian on his. So it was from Kona to Maui. So a 25 minutes flight for $39. Yeah. He got a check for $149 reimbursement for his Hawaiian flight. Plus, he got a $250 voucher from a Southwest flight for future a love voucher is what it's called.
Right.
For you can use on any flight on Southwest. So 25,000 points in addition to that. He made out like a bandit, didn't he?
That sounds like a deal to me. I hate you don't want the inconvenience of it all, especially when it happened.
Right.
But, that's making things right.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as they should. I mean, I think that they have shown, and they've been very effective at it. It's been a really fast runway for this to happen. I think that they obviously they worked their tails off to getting this done. So here you go, and here's the total: 25,000 for the $39 flight that he had. He got 25,000 rapid rewards points. Refund for $39 for the ticket he paid, $149 reimbursement for the Hawaiian flight that he replaced it with, and he got a $250 voucher.
Not bad.
No kidding. And I've seen a lot more examples like this on Twitter and stuff. I just took this up as an example because somebody actually did did survey and stuff.
Sure. Impressively quick turn too.
Yeah, they've been. I haven't heard. I heard people are. It's coming back very, very quickly. So good job for our friends at Southwest. I think they're doing a good job trying to recover, and hopefully they have learned a lot from what happened, and it won't happen again. I think. It'll take a long time to get this technology taken care of, but
sure.
I think they now see what's necessary and what needs to happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to Austin Airport. So Gary posted this morning that he ran into a retail shop. It's called Annie's in Austin Airport that requires you to tip when you pay with a credit card.
Okay.
So this is like a convenience store. I'm not familiar. I haven't been to Austin in a few years.
I
haven't seen this gig here. So Gary's upgrade wasn't going to clear. Oh my goodness, did they alert Tokyo? So he wasn't going to clear. So he wanted to go get a bottle of water. He was going to go get a bottle of water, and the smaller stores, not corporate stores. It won't happen at Starbucks. It won't happen at Target. It won't happen at McDonald's. It won't happen at any corporate store when you pay for a burger or for anything sold over the counter. But smaller mom and pop stores, they are now kind of guilt tripping you to give a tip when you're checking out to various places. That was the case here. But what's interesting, so they suggested the amount of this bottle of water to tip them 20 and 25%. the it wasn't possible to tip zero. You had to give at least 1 cent.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I think it's. I think, and also, yeah, you can see here Chris Reyes has responded to that, and that's the gig, right? It's kind of a. How do we feel about that?
Well, I think the tipping culture in America is out of control anyway. But basically a kiosk. I mean, what's that supporting? I don't understand. Tips are generally something for a service that's provided.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. It's I don't even know what to say. I think you're guilting that, and it's a tip is tip, and we have a culture in the U.S. here that requires you, or thinking that you're it's just I guess it's not beneath anybody to do this kind of stuff. I'm just not used to it myself, to be honest with you. And I think that you draw the line by doing it like this. And I think that's kind of interesting that they're trying to force for, and then you don't have a choice. I mean, normally I haven't heard of any of this. The local bagel shop has the same thing. They're also asking for tip at the counter, but it's you can just say no tip.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you have it. All right, now we're going to chat a little bit about something that was reported. The Marriott, when we put together the show. Earlier, I put this on the schedule because it was reported that Marriott was giving more elite nights. So the highest number historically now, since they started requiring or before you could just it was so easy to get Marriott status. You could just have multiple cards. And you could have events and multiple events and things like that happen. And you would get these elite nights. They just put a stop to that when the merger happened. And the limit was that you could get 15 nights, qualifying nights from a personal card and 15 from a business card. They then changed that, or last year they came out with a new. They came out with a new
the fancy Amex.
Yeah, the fancy Amex. What is it? $700, $695 to
$695.
Yep. And then that gave you 25. So that means that you're up to 40 nights, which is 10 nights only from. Hey, there's Rudy.
Hey, who am I on with? Is that Marshall?
That's Marshall.
Me,
yeah, he's
Hi,
looking
Marshall. How
forward
are
to
you?
welcoming us to DC when we're heading there in the beginning of February.
We're ready for you.
Yeah. So let's see here. We were chatting, Rudy, about a couple of things to get caught up a little bit. So Marriott has a system in place where you now, historically, it's very easy to get Marriott status through the credit cards. They've been able to, that you have a business card, which is 15, and you have a personal card, which is 15 nights that you get for just having the cards. That has been the limit. But last year, Marriott came out with a fancy card, a $695 card that automatically gives you platinum, I think, and also gives you, and platinum is, that's not a throwaway status. That's you get guaranteed lounge access, and you get kind of the same as titanium, but you're kind of a little bit further down on the pecking order when you get platinum. It's 50 nights required to get there. Somebody has reported now that 55 nights credit has been put to people who have the right combination of cards. And today, there is it turns out that some people were, a lot of people were starting to look at the combinations earlier this week. So how on earth would they get, 15 more plus 15 plus, another 15. So literally getting platinum for free, even without that card. It wasn't just the other card that did it, that triggered some of this stuff. It seems like Marriott has now gotten back to, since we scheduled the webcast, has come back and said Bonvoy incurred a systematic error. And as a result, a small number of members erroneously received 15 Elite Night credits. So that means we will not be adjusting any Elite Night credit deposited for 2023. So I guess somebody lucked out. So it was kind of a mistake.
Well, that's,
but Rudy, you have the Ritz-Carlton card from Marriott, right?
I do, yes.
Do you have a business card from them?
I have from Ritz-Carlton or Marriott?
From Marriott.
No, I think my Bonvoy card is just a personal card.
Right, because the key here, in order to get the Marriott status, is that first of all, there is a card, the Brilliance or whatever. It is $300 more per year than the Ritz-Carlton card is. That automatically gives you platinum, so 50 nights. But it doesn't give you 50 nights. It gives you the platinum status. You still only get 25 plus 15 for it, though.
But wait a minute. The Ritz-Carlton card is expensive, as I recall.
It's $395, but it's $300 right back from that card, though.
Right.
It can be any sort of travel. They don't discriminate. It's not like it is with American Express, where it's like, oh, you have to use it within, and you got to argue with them on whichever thing goes in there and all that stuff. It's not like that. This is.
But this other card is $300. This other card is like $695.
$695, yes.
And what's this card called?
It's called what is it called? The fancy card?
Is it Boundless? Bonvoy Boundless? I may have it confused, but I'll figure it out in a second. But it is there.
I call it the very expensive Marriott card is what I'd call it.
Yeah, I'm confused. That's one of the Chase ones. Let's see.
It's called the Brilliant card. $650 per year is how much that costs.
And you automatically get 55 nights?
No, you get automatically platinum,
25.
which normally requires 50 nights.
Right.
Oh, so you get platinum that normally requires 50. So you got platinum status, right? Okay.
You are completely you get 25 Elite Nights, right? So that means that in order to get to titanium, which is the next level, you need to stay 50 nights, right?
Another 25 nights.
No, 25 you get.
Okay,
right,
and how many do you need to stay to get titanium?
Titanium is 75 nights.
So you need to stay 50 more nights?
Correct.
Oh my God.
To get titanium.
If you are content with platinum gives you free breakfast at most properties, right? It gives you free breakfast. St. Regis and the legacy Starwood brands will give you free breakfast. It also gives you free lounge access at all the lounges minus Ritz-Carlton.
All right. Okay.
If the card is worth it, I don't think that this is worth it. For me, I don't care because I'm lifetime titanium. But if you don't have platinum status, it's an easy way to do it. Platinum status, the only status, platinum and up is what you should care about, right? You should care about anything else.
We also should care about staying in a lot of Marriotts too. I mean, if you're not a Marriott person,
right?
Who cares?
But sometimes life takes you there when there's not a Hyatt. That's kind of how it goes, right? So, and also the stupid credit used to be credit at Marriott's. It's not a Marriott credit anymore. It's $25 a month.
Oh yeah, right.
Dining
credit, right? So, I mean, you'll probably use it, but I hate keeping track of all of that stuff.
Absolutely,
so,
it's been enhanced.
Right. So I just don't. Really, this card is junk to me. But would I get it for platinum status only? Absolutely. And also you get, if you want to slowly but surely get your way up to lifetime status, it's good to have this card because it gives every year you have platinum plus 500 nights or 600 nights it is. Every night you have platinum, you get, it counts towards platinum, right? So
Exactly.
if you have this card in your wallet and you only do the 25 nights it comes with per year, and that will take you a grand total of let's see, 21 years for just owning the card, and then you'll have lifetime platinum.
Well, see, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why
24
I'm
years.
going. I'll tell you why I'm going for this card. I'm only 35 nights away from lifetime platinum, but I have to reobtain platinum.
Right.
And then you keep it a year. So I'm going for this card, and I'm going to keep it until I clear that lifetime platinum status. I think it's worth that.
And I won't be getting it because unless I'm going to heaven and there are Marriotts up there, I won't be ever able to qualify for lifetime titanium. So.
Well, they don't offer that anymore. They only did that for legacy platinums. I was a Starwood preferred guests platinum for life.
Yeah.
That's
Wait a minute. So what's Marshall? What are you going for then, Marshall? If not lifetime titanium?
I don't think I'll stay enough to get the lifetime titanium, but platinum is easy for me, and I stay at enough Marriotts.
Oh, do you get lifetime platinum then?
Lifetime platinum is the highest level you can get. You
Yeah,
can't get titanium anymore.
For
I'm
lifetime.
30
For lifetime.
Exactly, but I'm 35 nights away from it. And
Got it.
this'll help me
Okay.
get
I
there.
misunderstood. I thought you were going for lifetime titanium. You're just going for lifetime platinum. Got it.
Lifetime platinum.
You can
God bless
you can also get a lower end Marriott card for, what is it? The lowest end $70, I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah, it's under 100.
Yeah, so you can get one of the business cards that they have for under $100. That's 15 nights. So technically, you can get the luxury card or whatever, the brilliant card that gives you 25 nights a year, and you can get a business version of it that will give you 40 a year. So that's kind of accelerates also how fast you get up to platinum.
So what do you then have 65 points or nights or something?
You have 40. You have 40 per year without staying anything, right?
Right. Okay.
If you have both of those.
And what are we trying to get to? 60 nights a year? To get
60 nights a year would be, 20 nights you would have to stay. But there are promos and stuff. You really don't have to stay at all of them.
Okay.
There are stuff happening. But 60 doesn't give you anything. You got to get to 75, which is titanium.
No, I think we've beaten this horse enough here. What else are you guys talking about?
Yeah, no, we're talking about, speaking of, targeted offers. So Hyatt came out since the last time we got together with targeted promos. Did anybody get any targeted promos of you guys in?
I did not.
You sure about that?
I don't think so. I check Hyatt I follow Hyatt carefully, thanks to you.
Couple of rando things. I haven't gotten anything for 23 though.
Right. So I got, if I stay 10 nighs, here are the ones that have been registered, right? What has been reported to Lucky, as you know, and these are all targeted, different gamification stuff. So looking at your history, I'm sure there's some sort of algorithm, something going on here. Receive a category 1, 2, 3 through 4 night award after a minimum of 2 night stay. That's a great one, right? Get a one after a minimum of 3 night stay, right? Receive a suite upgrade award after 5 qualifying nights, up to 2. And here's me. This is the one I got. And I didn't get it until most people had gotten it a long time before I did. Receive a suite upgrade award every 10 qualifying nights, up to 2. So, and then we see some 2x bonus points and various things like that at various levels. But a lot of different stuff.
Is this at any Hyatt? Any Hyatt?
Yeah, it's any Hyatt.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's not bad.
So, but obviously if you guys didn't get anything, Rudy, you have status with Hyatt. But what's your reaction here? What should we have? Is it fair that some guests get various things, and is it fair that somebody doesn't get anything at all? How do we feel about targeted promotions? I'm
not big on it. What do you think, Marshall?
I understand the algorithm, or I understand the purpose behind it, but hey, I'm feeling left out. So hey, target me. Maybe I'll stay at Hyatt more.
Is the presumption they're targeting people who don't stay at Hyatt very often? So those of us who do are not being targeted and given this? In which case, then I really am mad.
I honestly don't know what the algorithm is. It doesn't make any
Right.
sense to me. I had 76 nights last year, but I got a lot of it from credit cards. So maybe they want me to actually stay in hotels more. But
Right.
you know, the credit card nights also count, right? So
Right.
They do.
for this, if I got 10 nights, qualifying nights through the credit card, then which I will, then you know I would get my award. So I don't know. I think that you know everybody should get when it's as extensive as it is here with the internet today. Everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to talk about it. Of course, not everybody's tuned into this stuff like it's the sun, like we are. But at the end of the day, I like United's. United has what is called gameplay or game. What is it called again?
United Airlines? I don't know.
Yeah,
United
I
has,
can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they have some stuff that you know play something where everybody gets
Oh,
not
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
gets a
yeah.
different one,
Yeah,
but
there's some
there
game.
are different things that you could
Right,
or,
right.
like, buy a business class round trip, buy a one-way ticket for more than $200. It could be all across the board.
Right.
It could be things like that.
Yeah.
But I think everybody gets something. I'm not a big fan of having you know leaving out good customers. They're going to get pissed off if they don't get anything, right? I'm not a big fan of that. Just have something that's lower for them. You know, they should have the data. If this is going to be if they're supposed to be AI or big data analytics and what's going on here, you know, they should try and predict what are the various things in here, right? So,
Yep, I agree.
but anyway, so at the end of the day, we've heard lots of people who haven't gotten anything. A lot of people have, though. But here are the ones. So just go to 1 mile, Hyatt targeted promo, 1 mile at a time. You'll see the list of what's there. And also you can, instead of looking for what you have, if you didn't get an email, you can do what I did. I didn't get an email. I called in and they told me which offer I was eligible for.
You called in, they told you what?
They told me which offer I was eligible for. I didn't think I was. I didn't get an email. I just called. I had to call in.
Okay.
It had something to do with my email preference and stuff. So that's why I called in.
Okay.
So I recommend everybody to do that. Give it a call. Call your concierge. Call Hyatt, whatever, and then there you have it. So it seems like the lounge game has kind of taken a new turn. While this really isn't brand new, it has happened before. But American Express is now opening a swanky new lounge in Midtown Manhattan.
Right near Grand Central Station. Yeah, not even an airport.
Right. It's in the world's in one of New York City's tallest skyscrapers. They are what they're calling the in the Vanderbilt building. Actually, it's the Centurion, New York, is what it's called. But there are ways to get into the lounge. You don't have to be Centurion to be able to get into this place. It's opening in March. You have to make a reservation to get in. That's what I heard. Did you hear about this, Rudy? You're nodding. Seems like
I did, because you and I are going to be staying at Grand Central Station at a Hyatt for the New York Travel Show.
Actually, we're not. I was fucking with you there. We're actually going to not stay there. We're going to stay somewhere else.
Oh, we're going to stay another place. All right. Anyway,
Grand Hyatt,
we'll be in New York. We'll be in New York.
Hyatt there is kind of a flea bag. They were not allowed to be a Grand Hyatt anymore, so they took away that title, and it's a flea bag. The last time I was there was mold in the ceiling over the bed, and it was dripping down on the bed. So Melinda and I had to change rooms. And,
all right. Well, the interesting thing about this, they start with taking reservations sometime in February. They haven't given a date.
Right.
And I bet there's going to be a rush of people trying to book. I don't know. What should you go in there and eat lunch? I guess. I gather you pay for your meals, don't you? They don't make that clear.
They haven't said anything yet, but Daniel Boulud is the French chef. Daniel Boulud who is making probably the best smoked salmon in the United States. It's made by him, his company, with salmon from Norway, of course. That costs money, so I can't imagine you could just walk in there with your card and just get in
and chow down. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very strange that they didn't make that clear that you can come have lunch here or whatever and dinner, but there's a menu and there's going to be a price. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
I
believe.
don't know if that's going to be the case. There might be complementary stuff for sure, but we just don't know yet. I also see that, which I noticed in the article, that the scent that is going to be pumped into, some hotels,
Right.
luxury hotels and stuff
Sure.
has scent going into their lobby, into their rooms and various things. It's actually diptyque from Paris.
Well,
That's
not
going
English leather. I was hoping it was English leather, I guess.
I was never aware of this. Melinda, she knows all about all these brands and stuff. And we were in
Diptyque is
Ritz-Carlton in Chicago. They have diptyque, which is the Philo-Psycho line that diptyque makes. That it's actually very, very high quality shampoo and stuff like that. So that's interesting too. So it's going to be a fancy place.
All right. I have
I
to
get
eat dinner.
that.
I'm here in Naples, Florida on vacation. By the way, most of the town is cleaned up. The Ritz-Carlton is not reopened since the hurricane in nearby Fort Myers. The Four Seasons is a building right now. It will be open by this time next year down here. But if you're coming down don't go to Fort Myers. It's still a wreck. But Naples is cleaning up quite nicely. Not all your restaurants will be open, but the major ones are. But I have to have dinner is what I'm saying. I have guests here. And
that's good. We're wrapping up the last one right now. We're just talking a little bit about the United press release that came out last week about their new planes and how many planes they've ordered. And also about, we knew some about this in advance. I think that the coolest thing is that the newest technology that we have is that you will be able to use Bluetooth. So you don't have to have a cord to connect to their seats anymore.
Those AirPods
or whatever Bluetooth device that you have, which is cool. And also the record number of premium seats that they're going to be doing is incredible. The number of economy plus seats, premium plus, or the purple seats is what we call it, the premium economy that they now have on international flights. And of course the overhead bins on the Maxas that can have your bags on the side like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they're looking to have the newest fleet in the United States very soon with 200. So replacing all of their old 767s, they're out of service, all 757s. And now there will be Maxas and 321 Neos, and mostly Maxas and 787s. That's a big expansion.
Yep. All right. I'm going to say goodbye.
We'll see you next week,
Rudy.
Thanks for stopping by the way.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. What do you think, Marshall?
Now, I'm impressed with the investments United's making in this. I was actually surprised they went back to the way of putting screens in all the seats, which I kind of like, a la Delta. And because they're coming along at the time they can start with the Bluetooth connectivity for everybody. And I think it's going to be an impressive enough looking product. I think the question is, does American make a move to catch up?
Well, they just finished removing all their stuff.
I know.
It's like I can't even keep track of it. No, I think that they have the upper hand. I think Delta is making the best thing that Delta can do, because they got a lot of old junk that's still flying around, and significantly older stuff than most of the guys have. So at the end of the day, I feel like the Delta is giving free internet though on all.
That's true. And that's going to attract some people.
Yeah, it's going to attract people, and I think that it'll be an interesting view to see. The competition. I mean, having your screen there, I think, is important. Like having the screen in front of you. It's not really that important with the mobile devices that people have right now. But the cool thing is that the investments that they're making is that you can take your phone and you can mirror it up to a screen that kind of covers the whole back of the screen in front of you. So you can connect it with AirPlay. You can connect your earphones, so you can be connected to the seat with your own stuff. So you'll have the option of, if you have something you want to watch that you have on your iPad or your phone, you can. If you want to play a game that you have on your phone on the screen, you can, etc., etc. So it's kind of a little bit of a step forward.
I think so too. I like it.
Yeah, me too. So kudos to United for doing that. Not kudos to United for the catering. I hear that they're bringing back the ice cream sundae, which is, they're very proud of that. But
yay!
the Satar chicken and all, and there's also when I saw this guy, there's a new chicken that came out with all these grains and frozen crap that they have. He called it the what did he call it? The Satar chicken's ugly cousin. It's the new chicken that they just came out with. It's horrible stuff, and there literally isn't any savings to be had with this stuff. I flew Alaska back from Chicago because there literally isn't enough flights right now domestic. So I flew going back from Chicago to Sacramento. There's a United flight in the morning and one in the evening, late evening. It doesn't get in until like close to midnight or something like that. So I didn't want to do that. So I did Alaska and doing a stop on the way, and it was O'Hare to was it Boise? Where was I?
Yeesh.
I think it was Boise. Boise. Where they have potatoes. And there are also mountains. I didn't know there were mountains there. I totally haven't been there before, but it stopped in Boise and it went here. It was like stopping in Denver. I mean, the first initial flight was a little bit longer. It was 3 hours and 45 minutes to get there. And the meal I had was terrific. I mean, it was a what should I call it? It was a chicken as well. It was wrapped in, let me see if I can find the photo of it. I had a chicken that was wrapped in bacon, which you can't go wrong there, right?
Nothing can go wrong with bacon.
Yeah, no kidding. So let me see if I can get it over to the laptop and put it up on the screen here. Here we go. A little low res, but who cares? Let's see. Percent. Actually, percent. Share screen. Window. Here we go. So this is on a regional jet. We're talking about an Embraer 175 here. And it had like apricot sauce and whatever, and also the squash on the side. The chicken was perfectly cooked. A little salad, and we're talking about a regional jet here. So, and the cookie, Sandy's Amazing Chocolate Chunk Cookies are phenomenal. And it was also warm.
Absolutely.
They heated it up for you. So compared to the COVID cake that United has, they.
No, I know. I've actually, the Alaska's catering. Sometimes I hear people complain about it. I find it's actually kind of good. It's basic, but it's good.
It's basic. It wasn't a lot of food, as you can see, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's as long as it's tasty. I mean, tasty is bigger than volume for me. I mean, we're not hogs here with a big trough of food, right? We want to try and eat something that's so. So kudos to United, but not so much their catering. They've had the same dishes now forever, and the new stuff that they started, it's just a variant. It's awful stuff that's unedible. So. But anyways, that's all I have for today.
All right, Tommy.
Thanks for joining, everybody, and thank you, Marshall, for stopping by again. For FTU members, next week we're dropping a new FTU that's going to be in Washington D.C. the first weekend of May. That's going to be a cool event that's dropping early next week with where we hope to see you there. We also have, for all the members, we are starting off the season with 10 virtual seminars on 10 weekends or 10 weekends with the Saturday seminars is starting off in February. Those dates will be going out via email also next week. So we'll hope to see you on one of those. And thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Cheers.